Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all enjoying the holiday season. I've had a hectic few weeks and fallen behind in decorating and buying gifts. It might be surprising, but I haven't asked for any books for Christmas. For various reasons, I don't normally buy books unless they're hard to get at the library or especially beautiful. That said, this isn't a book haul, more of a book surprise. Basically, my husband found a box full of his old books in his parents' storage and brought them to our apartment. Most of these are Barnes & Noble Collectible Classics, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. They're eye-catching and colorful and reasonably priced for their quality. I got really excited when I saw them, and I couldn't resist showing them off. First up is The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. It's one of the few Barnes & Noble collectible classics that's actually a collector's item. Online, it can fetch up to about $200. I love the wintry colors of the cover and the snowed-in trees. The back has a beautiful embossed illustration of the White Witch, and the end pages are a map of Narnia. The illustrations are by Pauline Baynes, who was the original illustrator of the books. I think this was a little bit below my grade level when I first started reading it, so I may have abandoned it in favor of Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials trilogy, but I still plan on reading it, and better late than never, right? Next is Arabian Nights, translated by Sir Richard Burton. This has got to be one of the most beautiful Barnes & Noble's collectible editions ever. The arabesque cover is stunning from the front, spine, and the back. The end pages remind me of Arabic miniature paintings, as do the illustrations inside the book. I think this edition is also out of print, as the more recent edition has different illustrations. I really appreciate the detail in the pages. Each story starts with a decorative arch and a patterned initial, and the page numbers are also decorated. Overall, I think this is a beautifully done book. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is how the foiling will wear with time. If anybody knows how this edition wears, please let me know in the comments. Next is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Other Stories. It has whimsical illustrations on the front, spine, and the back that are mildly disturbing, but kind of cute too. Anyway, the inside illustrations are by the original illustrator of the Alice books, Sir John Tenniel. I've read both of the Alice books, but not the other stories and poems that make up this brick of a book. Let me tell you, if you put this on your lap, you are not getting up. Next is The Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. I actually wanted to get the 2013 edition of this book. I'm not sure which edition I like more. I generally prefer editions without a glued-on illustration on the cover. But I like the ocean aesthetic here, and the design on the back gives off an ancient adventure vibe. The end papers are maps of the Mediterranean, but the illustrations inside are very sparse. Next is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. I love the cover design on this. It's reminiscent of the original first edition cover, but kudos to the designers for thinking outside the box and not making it dinosaur green. The black, white, and red really pop. The silver gilding of the edges rather than the usual gold was also a good choice. The end pages are just maps of the island. Even though I've read some Victorian books in the Lost World genre, such as Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, I've never read this, but this edition is definitely an incentive to do so. Next is Wicked and Son of a Witch by Gregory Maguire. I've never read this, nor have I seen the Broadway show, so I only have a vague idea of what these books are about. The cover is very witchy. The end papers are maps of places in the story. The book has illustrations throughout. Next is H.P. Lovecraft's complete fiction. I love that this is the complete fiction rather than just selections from his work. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about the cover design. I like the dark colors, but I'm not totally sold on the holographic flame rendering. I don't know, maybe it will grow on me. The end papers are appropriately creepy, but there are no illustrations inside, which is a bit disappointing for a 1,000-odd page volume. Next is the complete tales of Hans Christian Andersen. I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of the inset painting here. It suits the theme, but it's just not my style. The back, and especially the spine, are lovely though. The end papers are a fairy tale appropriate painting. Like in the H.P. Lovecraft book, there are no illustrations here, which is a real shame. As a child, I remember how illustrations made books more memorable, so I think most books for children would benefit from beautiful illustrations. Finally, we have Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. Again, I love that this is a complete compilation. The inset painting is by the same illustrator who did the inset in the Hans Christian Andersen book. Again, nothing against the artist, but it's just not my preferred style. Inside, however, the illustrations are pulled from image libraries. I think they add a lot to the text and the dark, wooded atmosphere of the stories. So that's it for my little book surprise. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.